Welcome everyone. This is continuation of the video on gingiva part 1. So in the previous video we have discussed regarding the macroscopic features or the anatomic features of gingiva. So the parts of gingiva are marginal gingiva, attached gingiva and interdental papilla. The microscopic features also we have discussed. Gingiva has epithelium and connective tissue. We have discussed in detail about the gingival epithelium. So in this video we will discuss regarding connective tissue part of gingiva. So these are the learning outcome. At the end of the class the student should be able to explain the different structures present in the connective tissue of the gingiva, explain about the types of gingival fibers with their function, explain about the dentogingival unit. So these are the contents we will be discussing. So this is the epithelium, and underlying the epithelium we have the connective tissue. The gingival connective tissue is also known as lamina propria. So lamina propria has two layers, papillary layer and reticular layer. Papillary layer is adjacent to the epithelium and it has papillary like projections between the epithelial rete rectus. So this portion is the papillary layer. Below the papillary layer, continuous with the periosteum of the alveolar bone is the reticular layer. The components of the gingival connective tissue are, it has collagen fibers which constitute about 60%, then there is cells about 5% and the majority of the cells are fibroblasts. Then we have blood vessels, nerves and the matrix which constitute about 35%. There are three types of fibers associated with connective tissue: collagen fibers, reticular fibers and elastic fibers. Type 1 is the major collagen fiber which form the bulk of the connective tissue. There are also presence of type 4 collagen fibers. Elastic fibers examples are oxytocin, elastin and elastin fibers. The connective tissue of the marginal gingiva contain a prominent system of collagen fiber bundles called gingival fibers. So these are type 1 collagen. What are their function? So they help to hold the marginal gingiva firmly against the tooth surface. They provide rigidity necessary to withstand the forces of mastication, and they also unite the free gingival margin. Free gingival margin is united with the cementum of the root and adjacent attached gingival part. So there are three types of gingival fibers: gingivodental, circular fibers and transeptal fibers. So these are the various types we will see in detail. Gingivodental type, it is found on the facial, lingual and the interproximal surface. So it arises from the cementum and it fan out in all the direction: facial, lingual, palatal or interdental region. It extends towards the crest and the outer surface of the marginal gingiva, and it will terminate just short of the epithelium. Also it extends external to the periosteum of the facial and lingual alveolar bone, and either it terminate in the attached gingiva or it will blend with the periosteum of the alveolar bone. Interproximally, the gingival fibers extend towards the crest of the interdental gingiva. The circular fibers, they actually present in the marginal and interdental gingiva. They actually encircle the tooth in a ring-like fashion. So in this cross section we can see them as like this orange colored dots. Next is the transeptal fibers, the third group. So they are also located interproximally. They are seen just below between the epithelium and the crest of the interdental bone. In this region they are found. So they extend from the cementum of one tooth to the cementum of adjacent tooth. These transeptal fibers are part of the principal fibers of the periodontal ligament also. So according to Page et al., there is semicircular fibers and transgingival fibers. So semicircular fibers, they start from the proximal surface of one tooth they just move around facial or the lingual surface and then attach to the other proximal surface of the same tooth. Transgingival fibers they arise from the proximal surface of one tooth. They move diagonally in the interdental region, then along the facial or the lingual surface, then again move diagonally in the interdental papilla region and get attached to the proximal surface of the next tooth. So this is about the semicircular fibers. This is about the transgingival fibers. So these picture shows the course of various gingival fiber bundles in gingiva. Next is about the cells in the connective tissue. Predominant cell is fibroblast. So these cells are found between the fiber bundles. What is their function? They play a major role in the development, maintenance and repair of the connective tissue. Fibroblasts have dual function. They can synthesize as well as degrade the collagen. They can synthesize not only collagen but elastin, glycoproteins, glycosaminoglycans, etc. They can degrade the collagen through phagocytosis and the secretion of the enzyme collagenase. What are the other cells found in connective tissue? Mast cell, macrophages, histiocytes, adipose cells and eosinophils. Now these fibers and cells, they are found in a ground substance. So the ground substance consists of proteoglycans, glycoproteins and water. So proteoglycans include hyaluronic acid and chondroitin sulfate. Glycoprotein include fibronectin and laminin. Fibronectin binds the fibroblast to the fibers. Laminin attaches the basal lamina to the epithelial cell. Now let's see the blood supply of gingiva. Gingiva mainly has three sources of blood supply. The first is from the supraperiosteal arterioles along the facial and lingual surfaces of the alveolar bone. Here, these arterioles. The second is the vessels of the periodontal ligament. The third group is the arterioles which arise from the crest of the interdental septum. The lymphatic drainage of the gingiva is into the regional lymph node, especially the submaxillary group of lymph nodes. So the lymphatic system will remove the excess fluids, cellular and protein debris, microorganism. They control the diffusion and resolution of the inflammatory process also. The next is about the nerve supply. The gingival innervation is derived from the fibers that arise from the nerves in the periodontal ligament and from the labial, buccal and palatal nerves. The nerve structures found in the connective tissue are, there is Meissner type tactile corpuscles, Krauss type end bulb which can detect the temperature, then encapsulated spindles also. Now let's see the repair in the connective tissue. The connective tissue of gingiva has high turnover rate, which lead to remarkably good healing and regenerative capacity. So as a result, it shows little evidence of scarring after surgical procedures. However, this reparative capacity is not that great as that of periodontal ligament or the epithelial tissue. Now we will see the concept of continuous tooth eruption. So according to this, eruption does not cease when the teeth meet their functional antagonist. Rather, it is a continuous process throughout life. So eruption occurs in, or it consists of two phases, passive phase and active phase. What is active phase? Active eruption or active phase, it is the movement of the teeth in the direction of the occlusal plane. The maxillary teeth will move downward to reach the occlusal plane. The mandibular teeth will move upward to reach the occlusal plane to touch the antagonistic tooth. So that movement is active movement. Passive eruption means exposure of the tooth via the apical migration of the gingiva. That is, When the gingival recession happens, more of the tooth structure is visible. That is not because of the eruption of the tooth, but because of the apical movement of the gingiva. So that is passive eruption. So this is a recap of the questions asked from this chapter. Thank you.